Hi, this is Katie Shell. I'm an intuitive healer and spiritual counselor. One of the modalities that I work with is essential oils, and I've been working with it for about 15 years. This video is the sixth in the series of the principles of intuitive aromatherapy, or aromatherapy for intuitive development. I use both of those phrases because you can work with aromatherapy and essential oils as a standalone intuitive energy modality, energy work, channeling the Mother Earth, the voices of the plants and the trees, Mother Gaia, however you want to phrase that. Or you can use it to enhance other modalities, whether you're doing it as a profession, connecting with other people, or you're just doing this to enhance your own intuitive abilities, your own ability to tune into other dimensional beings and information. So again, it doesn't really matter why you're watching this and how you're using it, but it is, for me, it's important to share with you that there are kind of these two schools, tracks that you can work with the essential oils for when it comes to developing our intuitive skills. And so this one is about clearing the mind. And it's so important for us to have a clear mind when we are looking to receive information from our guides, from angelic beings, from ancestors, whatever multidimensional beings or things, the cosmos in general, the universe in general, doesn't have to be specific beings, whatever kind of school of thought, whatever you are trying to tune into, where however you're trying to receive information that is going to support you in your earth walk, working with aromatherapy is going to help you, and clearing the mind is going to be really important for that, because we all are programmed, and we all have all of these stories going on in our head and conditioning. And it can be the voices of other people. It can be our own voices of self-doubt that has been emphasized and reinforced over time through just all of the nonsense that happens in our world. And nobody is immune from this. And so it's important to kind of keep clearing the mind and clearing the mind. And, we all can do meditations, and there's a lot of different breath work, movement is of course another one of the modalities that I work with a lot is doing breath work, because I'm all about tuning into the body. Lots of ways to start clearing their mind, because it's important for us to be able to distinguish those voices. Is it a sign? Is it my guides talking to me? Or am I trying to convince myself of something? Am I trying to talk myself out of something? And that's why it's really important to make sure that we're doing all of the principles, that we're working with all of them. Because one of them, I think it's principle number 3, is about self-love and self-trust. So a lot of those voices in our head are a result of not loving ourselves enough, not trusting ourselves enough. So we need to open that heart, so we can open the heart and tune into the heart, so we can then receive the information. But we still have to work on clearing out those old stories. And so the way that we're working with it in this particular video is to really help us clear out those expectations that we've set for ourselves, that we've taken on from other people, what it is we think we want versus what it is we know we want, what it is we feel we want, what feels true to our soul's path, what feels true to our desires in this time and space and plane, because we get all sorts of confusing messages, including those from as we tune in to all of time and space, we can start getting messages from ourselves and other timelines, and that can throw us off track too. So being really clear of what it is we want here and now is essential to being able to receive the correct information that will point us along our path. So I'm going to work with a couple of different oils for this one, and just an example, because we want to, again, clearing the mind, getting out of that self-doubt. And of course, there's a whole series on this. I am teaching it's about a 2-hour intro series where we'll go over techniques and we'll go over the oils a little bit more. And then there's a 5-week course that will take about, there's 7 principles. So we divide it up a little bit. We don't do exactly one per one, but that's what it stands as of right now. Of course, depending on when you're watching this video, things evolve, things change. And you can go to intuitivearomatherapy.com or katieshell.com to find out more information about where I am with that right now. So the first oil I want to talk about is any of the lavender family. I do want to point out that right now I am working with a Highland lavender, Highland 1800. This one comes up for me a lot. I like it because it clears the head. It's very ethereal. So now that we're kind of, the first couple videos, the first couple principles are really about getting a little bit more into the body. Now we're a little bit more in the head. So working with this more ethereal oil is going to help us kind of focus on the head and what's happening in the head now that hopefully you've established some trust in the body and some connection with the body. Of course, all essential oils are going to help us. That's one of the beauties of working with essential oils, is because they are gifts from the Mother Earth, because they are plants and trees. They all have this ability to help us stabilize and help us ground. Whatever level they're working on, but we want to bring that down, and we want to bring it down. With this lavender, so this specific lavender is the Lavender 1800 Highland Lavender. It tunes into the Mary Magdalene energy. I work with it a lot. I always will work with it during my Magdalene anointing class, which in July around her feast day. And then it also tunes into the Saint Germain energy, Violet Flame. And so both of those energies are going to be about self-love, self-compassion. And I will be doing a whole video just on the Highland Lavender, probably in connection with the Magdalene oil kit. But that's at a later date. So what I'd like to do with this is just kind of using it to come into center and to clear the mind. So you can use any lavender and just putting it on the temples, and it will quiet the mind. You can kind of dot it around. You can put it around the back. You can also use it to just rid yourself of all of your burdens and just clear that whole energy field, and not just clearing the head, but clearing the whole body of those stories that have become ingrained with us, become lodged, and are blocking us from being able to hear and tune into the voices of our guides, our ancestors, whatever you're trying to tune into, specifically angels, angelic beings, so we can quiet. But we need to quiet ourselves first. We need to quiet the mind, and we need to quiet the head, and the body is always going to hold on to some of that. So we start by releasing those burdens and asking for wholeness, asking to come into wholeness and releasing some of those burdens. The other two that I like to work with are hoe wood. And I like to work with these together, again, on the temples, because like I said, clearing the mind. So we want to work on the temples. We're working on the head. So anointing the temples with hoe wood quiets the chatter. And if you're really telling yourself a lot of stories, a lot of those self-doubts, I'm not good enough, we're convincing ourselves that something is true that isn't true. So we're pretending, kidding ourselves, deluding ourselves that something is real that really isn't real. And saying, oh, it's a sign because I feel it, and the voices are talking to me. Really, really want to be able to differentiate and distinguish those things, because it's important. It's important to know if it's really what it is your guides are trying to tell you, what it is, the information that you're trying to receive. So the whole wood will quiet the mind and quiet the chatter. And then again, as I'm saying, moving those old stories, we'll use mugwort. Mugwort is all about movement. It's also about dreaming. So it can help us, if we put this on before bed, it can help us tell ourselves the new stories, rewrite those stories that we've been telling us. And then actually, let me rephrase that. It can help us remove the old stories and let our guides assist us in writing our new stories. So hopefully this helps. Stay tuned. One more video to come. Thank you very much. Go to intuitivearomatherapy.com or katieshell.com for more information, for oils, classes, readings, all of the good stuff. Thank you very much. Bye.